Hello and welcome, I am Civilian and this is Dwarf Fortress and I am so excited to be playing this again. It's been a few years since I last played, I've had a skim of the wiki, all kinds of new things have been added. I am very excited to jump into it. And today we are going to be doing something a little bit special, I think. Having had a look at all of these new buildings, I have decided that the thing that we should do is to make a beach resort. The new buildings are all things like taverns, you can have visitors now, temples, libraries. I think we make a beachside holiday resort for the other denizens of this world. Now then, I'm going to take a little look around the coastline because we want somewhere with a bit of sand, with a bit of sea. And I think this looks pretty good. So, for those of you who do not know what Dwarf Fortress is, we play as a group of dwarves setting out to start a fortress, and I am going to prepare for this journey carefully. So, on our mission, we will be taking 2 miners, we will take a woodcutter / carpenter, we will be taking a mason / stonecrafter, we will be taking a brewer and cook and general farmer, we will be taking a fighter, and we will be taking a doctor. Because I don't think I really necessarily need a doctor at the start, but I want to take one, so, you know, that's that, because I'm in charge here. Actually, this woodcutter / carpenter is going to also be a woodcrafter, which is slightly different to carpentry. And our fortress is apparently named Racksacks, so that's pretty good. And our group seems to be named the Subtle Labour. I like it. Very appropriate. We're going to take with us some cats, and I think I will take a load of turkeys because, assuming they haven't changed it, turkeys are pretty good for producing eggs. Goats are pretty cheap, so we're going to take a breeding pair of goats and hope that they're both actually able to breed. Okay, so we are bringing with us a variety of animals and just some fairly basic resources, a ton of booze, some food, basic stuff, essentially. So, let's go ahead and get started and embark on our adventure. We have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Strike the earth. Now then, those of you who have not played Dwarf Fortress before will be thinking, what on earth am I looking at? And I am also thinking that because I have not played with anything other than ASCII before, and this is a tile set and it's all strange and new to me. Here we have the vast expanse of water, and here are our dwarves in the middle. This is the wagon with all of our stuff. All of the little animal icons, they're flashing because there are multiple things in one tile. This is all ground. I think this tile set makes it a lot more obvious what's going on, actually. I mean, it confuses me, but that's just because I'm so used to the ASCII. This is probably a lot nicer for those of you who don't know what Dwarf Fortress is, but I will do my best to explain what is going on as we go. So we are going to go ahead and start by designating an area to be mined, because whilst we want to build our fabulous seaside resort, and I have all kinds of fun ideas for features that we're going to include there, first we need to dig out a fortress, and then we can connect it to that later. Yeah, so I think if we want our beachside resort to be kind of by the beach, we could probably start on the top and dig down, or we could dig straight into the side here. Let's start by digging sideways into a mountain. So, I'm gonna dig just a little too wide path for now, along here. There we go, okay. Not used to this lazy noob pack changed things. It's confusing and strange and different to me, so we're gonna dig some stairs downwards. And then we're gonna dig some up downstairs. Down just like a couple of layers to get free of the tree roots. That should be good enough. Okay, whilst our dwarves are doing that, we also want to chop down some trees. There are plenty of trees around here. None of them seem to have much fruit going on, so we'll just go ahead and chop them down. There are these really tall white trees. I don't know what they are. They are birch, so we have birch and we have hazel. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Let's chop down some of the trees. And for those who aren't up to much else, we'll also get them to harvest the plants and do a little bit of foraging, just nearby our wagon. Okay, let's go ahead and let that get started. So what I'm kind of planning for this fortress is I'm I'm thinking, so we've got the beach here, so I'm thinking we do a beachside resort. So we'll do some inns, we might do some kind of zoo, some kind of arena, definitely multiple taverns, obviously. It's probably not going to be super well defended, but that's okay. I expect this series to crash and burn horribly. You can see all the waves coming in. Oh, I haven't settled by the beach before. It looks really nice. I have disabled aquifers, which are underground water layers. I have turned those off, so we shouldn't have any problems with them. And our dwarves have already dug everything out that we asked them to. How industrious. Okay, so we finish on this floor. This is the first floor with stone. So I say we start digging out some rooms. Later on we might designate some bedrooms, this and that, but for now I think we just build a room so we can start unloading everything from the wagon, get everyone nice and safe indoors, start putting up some workshops maybe. We're just going to build out a few generic rooms that we'll later repurpose. I am using Dwarf Therapist to determine what labours the dwarves have enabled and what jobs they can work, essentially. But I'm not going to show too much of that because it's just me clicking around in this spreadsheet looking thing. Okay, we're digging out our rooms successfully. Now then, how are our animals doing? They are doing fine. So here it's just shale. We don't have a sandy beach, unfortunately. I would have quite liked a sandy beach, but we can make shale work for a beach resort. There can't be that many competing beach resorts in this world. So we need to find an area for our animals to chill in and, you know, some pens and some pastures. I would quite like to get them underground where they're safe, but the animals that need to graze will not be able to do that. So we're just gonna set up some temporary places for now. So over here, just above the entrance to our fortress, we'll set a little area and we'll just throw all of our animals in one area. So we're gonna make it a pen, and in that pen, we don't need the dogs and the cats, but the sows and the boar, the nanny goats and the billy goats. Not the turkeys, we can keep the turkeys inside, I'm pretty sure, but the water buffalo and the donkey can definitely go there. And then our dwarves should get to work hauling the animals over there, and they'll mostly just stay there, as long as nothing spooks them. Oh, and it's started to rain, I can tell by the blue flickering all over the map. No, I would not like to turn on filter keys. Thank you. Okay, once we've dug some more of this out, we will send our dwarves down to move some of the stuff off the wagon and down there where it's nice and safe. Now that a little bit of space is free, we're going to go ahead and get a workshop built, specifically a mason's workshop, so that we can get some doors up on this place. I like all the different icons this set has for the different dwarves with different professions. Okay, so now we have a mason's workshop, and I would like a door or two, and let's say there's so many useful things that we need. Instrument piece, that's new. Yeah, I think that will be fine for now for a start. Just 2 doors, that's all I need. So, let's let someone get on that. I need a room for the turkeys, but it doesn't really matter to me that it's a room which is underground or particularly safe. So I'm going to dig it up higher, where it's quicker to dig through the tiles, because it's much quicker to dig through this sort of red clay or dirt that we have than it is to dig through stone. Stone makes for nicer rooms, so the dwarves will be happier. That's why we're digging on this layer for the dwarves, but we're just gonna dig in the dirt and make a little farming area under here. There we go. So the area above is for the turkeys and the area below is for farming. So we have 3 dwarves that aren't up to much. Who are they? That is my question. They are the woodworker, the expedition leader, and the peasant. Oh wow, they've expanded this screen. There is so much going on here. So, one of these people is our military expert, who is very good at fighting but not much good at anything else. So we need to come up with a few things to keep everyone busy, because we don't have to keep everyone busy. It's probably healthy for a fortress to have a few people idle at any given time, but I think it's good for us in this particular case, while we're still getting started, to try and, because there's so much to do, we might as well give everyone something to do. So everyone that's idle, I'm going to go ahead and set on plant gathering for now. Except this mason, I'll probably come up with... Actually no, these 2 are pretty useful. I'll come up with something specific for them to do. But I will set this soldier onto plant gathering, and then we'll designate a bunch, and that should keep everyone busy for a while. And there's now enough space for us to build a carpenter's workshop, and probably also a craftsdwarf's workshop soon. We'll just tuck them in wherever we can fit them, and then we'll worry about it later. And let's get those doors installed at the start of our base. We'll just have them slightly inside. One here and one here. Nice and easy. And that'll just give us a basic bare minimum of defenses, because we can just, if anything goes horribly wrong, we can just lock the doors and abandon all of our animals outside. Now that we've got this craft dwarf workshop built, I would quite like some nest boxes. Now I'd like a few useful bare minimum things with this carpenter's workshop even. So we're going to start with a few buckets. Could put some cage traps around the map in the hopes of catching animals, because I definitely want to build a zoo later. We'll throw a splint or two and a crutch or two in there, just in case we need them, because if we do need those, we're going to need them fast. And then once that's done, we'll get started on a couple of beds. These cats are busy. The dogs just tend to sit around, but the cats go off exploring. Actually, while we're digging out this area, let's put the basic food stockpile here, and then we can also put the relevant workshops here. So we can tuck in the place where they do the cooking and the brewing, all up here. Yeah, so in this end room we'll have a stockpile of food, just the uncooked food, and then the actual cooked food we can put downstairs. Speaking of which, let's start building some stockpiles. I will make a custom stockpile for the cooked food. There we go. So it only allows prepared food, and let's say it also allows drinks. I do tend to overproduce food in my fortresses, as I am no doubt about to do again. Why do we need to give water to someone? What has happened? I'm not sure, but we've got some buckets queued up, so hopefully whatever it is will get sorted out. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop our miners from doing any hauling, because they've got better things to do. There we go. Now our miners shouldn't be hauling. Hauling are for the dwarves with less important jobs, like the doctor, who really doesn't have much to do at the moment. Yeah, so they dig through this much faster, this dirt, rather than digging through stone. Okay, so now that this room is finished, we're going to go ahead and make it a room where our turkeys stay. There we go, all of our turkeys should be added, so some of our dwarves will bring them over. And we're also going to see if any of those nest boxes have been finished. Yes, some of them have. I should work out how to evenly place these, but I can't be bothered, so let's just throw them around and see how it fits. This is gonna upset people in the comments, isn't it? I'll leave it there. That's fine. Do you like that comment section? I hope you do. We have struck petrified wood. I know nothing about that. Build a farming plot. Oh, I'm glad I remember all these hotkeys. It has seriously been years since I played. But it's just instinctive. I don't even think about it. Let's not make this huge. Let's get quite a big one for our plump helmets, which is what we're going to be planting in that one, because plump helmets, they're super useful. You can use them for a bunch of stuff. You use them to make drinks, you use them to make, you can use them as food, and you can use them to make alcohol. And that is ticking a lot of boxes right there for dwarves. Well, I'm building these farm plots in it. Normally I lay everything out a lot better than this, but I'm just kind of throwing everything wherever today. Let's go with it. I like it. Normally my fortresses are kind of over designed. Let's just kind of go with it today and see how that goes. I'll probably be really irritated with myself next time I play. I'll see all this and I go, oh, what was I thinking? But I like it. Let's keep it a bit random, a little bit asymmetric. Let's queue up some more doors, because I would like some doors. Make them out of wood for the turkeys room. And then I think doors are pretty useful in general, so we'll make another 4 stone ones or something. I would also like to queue up some barrels. Start with like 6. We don't want to clog up our stockpiles too much yet, but we definitely need barrels. Firstly, I would like a still. We'll tuck that up top. And then I would like a kitchen, and we will tuck that down the bottom. Oh, and then we need a stockpile. And it's going to be a custom stockpile. And we'll just make that a nice big stockpile here at the end. Perfect. Eggs fertile. It looks like our turkey hens are already laying eggs. I would quite like to stop the dwarves from grabbing those eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and remember how to forbid them. Eggs here. So we're going to forbid some of these. I would like to get some more turkeys, because turkeys, I don't know, they give you quite a decent amount of meat. I've always used them in my fortresses. They give you, we won't forbid all of them. but we'll forbid a good chunk of them, and then we can just slaughter some turkeys. They'll be tasty. We have a little bit of idling going on, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and make this our meeting hall so that when dwarves are idle, they are nice and safely inside. There we go, got a meeting hall. So now they should all gather there when they've got nothing else to do. Let's go ahead and, now that our miners have dug out everything we've asked them to, let's dig out a little dormitory area. Let's build it, say, over here. I mean, we could start by giving everyone bedrooms. We could just go straight for that. But I think having a little dormitory, it's not going to hurt us. We'll just make it a small room, throw some beds in there. Be nice and easy, and we can repurpose all of this later. This is just early fortress. I always, make mistakes when I start nice big fortresses and I plan out 100 bedrooms when I've only got 7 dwarves, and it just wastes the dwarves' time digging it out. It's just, I need to stop. This is a lot more of a relaxed playthrough than I normally have, Okay, so let's see how much stuff is left in our wagon. We've still got some wood in there, we've still got some seeds. We should definitely move those seeds. Some threads, some cloth, some wine. Yeah, hopefully that'll all get moved. But I think to round off our first episode of Dwarf Fortress, I am going to deconstruct the wagon. So we have properly moved in to the start of what I hope will be a wonderful, fun fortress. If you would like a dwarf named after you, please let me know in the comments. I will go through and do that a few days after this video goes up, before the next video goes up, something like that. And I will see you next time. I have been Sevillan, this has been Dwarf Fortress, and soon we will get started on our beachside resort.